Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 120 of NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val, and with me is the amazing Jason. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing well, as always.
That's good. And then the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer Logan. How are you today?
I feel like I have 15 points of articulation.
Okay.
That's way too many.
Yeah, that is. We got a
That's,
great
that's
show.
for other people to guess.
Great show. Another great show today. We're going to recap last week's races. Had a few going on. We're going to talk about F1, and Tops had a kind of surprise where they had given away American Grand Prix promo packs, kind of like they did in Miami. So we're going to talk about that. We got some information in to the news desk about that. We're going to talk about Kenner starting lineups. They released NASCAR for a few years, so we're going to talk about that, deep dive into that, and then we're going to finish the show with King's Court. So that's a lot of information, extra value this week for everybody.
Indeed.
So if you're enjoying the show, please give us a like, share the podcast YouTube channel. But I guess let's get into it, gentlemen. Last week I had the Camping World Truck Series. That was race number 22, and that was the 26th annual Baptist Health 200, and that was Saturday, October 22nd, Homestead Miami Speedway. Ty Majeski was our winner. Highest finish rookie was Corey Heim at position 5. That was the last race before Phoenix. So the top 4 have been locked in with Ty Majeski, Zane Smith, Chandler Smith, and Ben Rhodes, last year's champion. And missing the cut, Stuart Friesen, Christian Eckes, Grant Enfinger, and John Hunter Nemechek, which I was surprised at.
Yep, me too.
So Tom Majeski seems like out of those last races, he's got 2 wins. So I think he's got the mojo going. So we will see. But the last race, this is it. The top 4. One of them will be champion in 2022. And that's going to be the Lucas Oil 150 at Phoenix Raceway. And that's Friday, November 4th at 10:15 p.m. Stages for Phoenix Raceway, end of lap 45, end of lap 90, and end of lap 150. So we still have another week. But somebody's birthday is November 4th.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Could be me. I don't know.
Could be you.
Could be me.
Probably you. Of course, I didn't have my one thing up here for Ty Majeski, but we talked about his cards just the other day. Bear with me.
Yeah, Tom Majeski's on fire right now. He is on fire at the right time.
Yeah, so Ty Majeski, we talked about, like I said, a few, I guess it was the other week, that he has cards in 2017, but they're signatures with Panini Absolute, Tools of the Trade signatures, Panini Select signatures, Trackside Torque Trackside signatures. So that's all he has is in 2017 is signatures, and Panini does this sometimes. 2018, he has Next in Line, but that's that insert set that Haley Deegan's in as well. So that's 2018 Dunrush. There's only 3 versions of that, parallels for that. But then in 2018, he's Panini certified signatures. He's in 2018 Prime, 2018 Prime Jumbo patches. He does not have a base card until 2021 Dunrush, if you believe it. So, and there is a I think Logan used the word buttload of parallels in 2021 Donruss. And to make it matters worse, he's got two cards. He's got like a base card, the 112, and then the retro 1988 version, card number 189. So, and then he's also in Donruss Optic and Race Day Relic. So, a lot of Time and Jesse, but it's one of those kind of weird situations where he's got a lot of cards, but not base really until 2021.
I can't remember if we talked about it with him prior to this, but are you going for the 2018 or the 2021 stuff? In in searching for rookie cards, because it's that muddy water with the insert autograph scenario.
Yeah, I like the 2018 next in line because it's got the Haley Deegan and a few others. Harrison Burton, I think, off the top of my head, and a few others. So I do like that. 2018 is only the two other parallels besides base. So, what about you guys?
I'm going to agree with you. I think the 2018 next in line is the one I would be going for.
I'm torn. Like, it's tradition for me, so I would probably do both. I hate to say it in that situation. It's not somebody that I would probably buy, but if I, you know, pulled it, I'd probably do both just to cover my bases.
And maybe it's because I already have some of the 2018 when I was, opening 2018 Dunruss. So those next in lines I put aside, kind of like rated rookies to me. So I just kind of put them to the side. So again, we're talking about Truck Series. We'll see how well he does, and if he moves up to Xfinity, we'll see how his progression goes. So, and then Corey Heim, um, highest finishing rookie this race, and his rookie cards are in 2022 Dunruss. He's in the rated rookies there with the different
Hmm.
parallels, printing plates, 2022 Signature Series, and then in Chronicles, he's in a few different parallels or brands, I guess you should say, inside of Chronicles with the clearly Dunruss. Those are pretty cool. Magnitude, those are pretty cool. The Obsidian Signatures, Autographs, the select autographs, and Spectra. I updated my list, Jason.
Wow. Oh, and by the way, Haley finished, I think, what, 17th in the truck race? It's about right for her, I think.
Yeah, she's starting to do better.
Yeah.
Then moving over to the Xfinity Series. That was race number 31, and that was the 28th annual Contender Boats 300, and that was Saturday, October 22nd at Homestead Miami Speedway. Noah Greshkin was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Austin Hill at position 9. Ty Freaking Gibbs came in second.
Yeah, he was closing at the end of that, but there just wasn't enough laps left.
Yep. I was saying it was kind of a boring race to me, but
Yep.
if you want to throw up the slide for Noah Greshkin, his rookies are 2017 Donruss Signatures, and then 2017 Panini Absolute, like you'll see there on the left with the different parallels and printing plates for that. Also 2017 Panini Select, like you see on the right, and then 2017 Panini Torque trackside signatures. Couldn't find a photo for that, but so those are his base cards. So he's moving up to Cup, and he's won what there 5 races here in the last little bit, and
Yeah, he's won 8 total this season so far.
yeah, he's doing very very well. So
It feels like Kyle Larson last year.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's done good. highest finishing rookie was Austin Hill. Yeah, right there. Okay. Talking myself here. Austin Hill. I should be able to recite these by.
You should.
But 2021 Donruss, 2 cards there with the base and the retro 88s. And the Logan title buttload of parallels with parallels, optic signatures, printing plates, and Donruss. And then in Chronicles, Zenith and Spectra. And I think Jason, your purchase there is going to be good there.
Which one?
This is Austin Hill with the
Hill.
Zenith
Oh yeah.
for like $2 or $3, and then also in 2021 Panini Prism, just signature sessions. So I have a feeling he's going to work his way up to RCR. So,
I think so too.
but we'll see. One more race before the playoffs, before Phoenix, or playoffs, before the final championship race, I should say. They're going to be in Martinsville Speedway, and that's Dead On Tools 250, and that's Saturday, October 29th at 3 p.m. Stages for Martinsville Speedway, end of lap 60, end of lap 120, and the end of lap 250.
Yeah, that's going to be a good race. It's got to be better than the race this past weekend. It was a snooze fest.
Yeah, it was. And with the points kind of shaking out the way they are, no Greskin, Josh Berry locked in, up for grabs, 2 spots, Ty Gibbs plus 30, AJ Allmendinger plus 5. And after him for those spots, Justin Allgaier minus 5, Austin Hill, our rookie there, minus 7, Sam Mayer minus 28, and Brandon Jones minus 39. That's probably Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones. They're gonna have to win that race, but I think the three of them are pretty tight together. AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, and Austin Hill. So Ty Gibbs would need a catastrophic failure or something for him to drive. But it's going to be an interesting race. So few spots up for grabs. Moving over to the Cup Series. That was the 24th annual Dixie Vodka 400. And that was Sunday, October 23rd at Homestead Miami Speedway. Kyle Larson was our winner there. Highest finishing rookie was Austin Cindric. Kind of seemed like a snooze fest as well.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to sleep just thinking about it.
Every once in a while we get those, but is that? I thought that was Bella.
What?
Yeah. Kyle Larson, 2013. Thank you. 2000. Oh, I pulled up the wrong one. That was pulled out. Hold on. There we go. 2013 Press Pass Fanfare. You'll see those on the left with the base version there, and then also a red parallel hollow foil die cut. That's the one down on the bottom right. There's autographs with silver, gold, red, blue, and green. Also, 2013 total memorabilia from Press Pass, card number 47. Only a few parallels for that, red, gold, and black. And then Rising Star autographs, that's the one that's on the top right. That's the gold version there, but there's a base gold to 99, blue to 25, and melding to 5. And those have become very hard to find, all Kyle Larson's stuff,
Yeah.
after his championship year last year.
Do you remember when we had that box of total memorabilia we opened up at your house, and we were picking? And I think one of the last cards was Kyle Larson, and my son Tyler, picked it. and I remember him saying, "Yeah, I think he's going to be good," and my son was right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and since Tyler knew about him, I started picking up his cards and getting them autographed and stuff too. So yeah, he's been is a phenomenal talent. So
Yeah, he sure is.
highest finishing rookie was Austin Cindric, and he's in 2018 Donruss Phenoms, 2018 Panini Certified, card number 88 with the parallels, Panini Certified Mirror Gold version. Gold. There's mirror versions as well. 2018 Panini Prism scripted signatures, only signatures in 2018 Panini Prism, and then 2018 Victory Lane. He's got a base card there with parallels, printing plates, and then Victory Lane signatures for Austin Cindric. Next race, one race till Phoenix Championship. They're going to be in Martinsville Speedway. That's the Xfinity 500. That's Sunday, October 30th at 2 p.m. Stages for Martinsville Speedway. End of lap 130, end of lap 260, and end of lap 500. It's going to be a long one.
Yeah, I'm hoping Denny Hamlin can win that race. That's my pick.
Yeah, we'll need it. He'll need it because Joey Logano's locked in. He's the only one. But then all bets are off. Ross Chastain plus 19, Chase Elliott plus 11, William Byron plus 5. Denny Hamlin's the first one looking in minus 5. Ryan Blaney minus 18, Christopher Bell minus 33, and Chase Briscoe minus 44. Those two have a longer shot, but a win and they're in. So Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, anybody could be in those other three spots.
Yeah, Ross Chastain has finished second in the last two races. He's doing really, really well. I think he'll probably get in to the championship four, but you better watch out because there's a lot of payback due to him. He if he gets into the championship four, he's not going to win the championship. I hate to say it, but he is he has made so many people so mad this year that I think payback will be handed out at the championship race in Phoenix if he
Was
makes
it
it.
you? There was all kinds of stuff on Twitter and stuff like that about being chastained and there was one, I don't know, it was like police were chasing a car and they were going all these zigzags and it's like Ross Chastain avoiding all the folks that are trying to crash him. So
Yeah, exactly.
like Denny Hamlin and those guys, do they take him out in Martinsville, or if he makes it in and then in Phoenix, forget about it. He might as well park.
Well, that could happen in Martinsville. They might Denny Hamlin's. If he can go out soon enough, that could get Denny Hamlin in. So Denny Hamlin could do a double whammy and help his own self out.
I just had pictures of when Denny bumped Chase Elliott. If that's Ross Chastain for the win,
So it could be interesting at Martinsville. You never know. We'll see.
exactly.
But yeah, this race was a snooze fest for sure. This one was a snoozer. Larson dominated the whole thing. He won all the stages, everything. It was a nothing race. It really was. It was boring as hell.
Martinsville should be a lot better.
It will
Mo-
be.
Moving over to Formula One, that was the 2022 United States Grand Prix, and that was Sunday, October 23rd at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. Max Verstappen was our winner. I missed some of that race, or most of that race. I don't know. It didn't get recorded for me.
Yeah, it was actually a really good race. Actually, it was the most exciting race of the weekend. It had more action than all the other races, I think, combined. It was actually pretty good.
And with that win, uh, Max Verstappen's up to 13 wins. Was it 13 or 14 is the record?
13 is the record. He's tied
Yeah.
the record.
so he could break the record. Uh, Point standing, Charles Leclerc is in second, minus 124. Sergio Perez is in third, minus 126. So the second place is still way up for grabs.
Yeah, that was a great race because Max had a bad pit stop. I think the front left tire gun had an issue, and he got way behind. And but he came through the field. That's what was really exciting is he came through the field, and at the end, was I think on lap 50, he he passed Lewis Hamilton for the lead and never looked back because the race was like 56 laps.
Yeah.
That was cool to watch him come through the field like that and take the lead back, even after having adversity like he did in the pits.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton finished second. He led 9 laps. Max Verstappen led 40.
Yeah, and with this win, Red Bull took the constructors championship as well. So congratulations to Red Bull for taking
Yeah,
the
I was
champion.
gonna say it's great, but it seems like not as dramatic as last year. When we going down to like in NASCAR, we got to go to the last race to get it decided, and here we are, a few races out, and it's already been decided. Max and Red Bull champion. So,
Yeah,
but next race, Mexican Grand Prix, and that's Sunday, October 30th at 4 p.m., and that is in Mexico City.
that'll be a good race too. I'd like to see Max break the all-time win record for Formula One at that race. We'll see what happens.
I have a feeling he's going to. There's what, 3 races left, I believe. So
He's got a good chance. I mean, he's won 13 races for crying out loud.
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that he would have won so many, and Lewis Hamilton hadn't won any this year. So Charles Leclerc's won 3, Sergio Perez 3, Carlos Sainz 1. So
Yeah, there was a microsecond in my little pea brain where I thought Lewis Hamilton might win, but when I saw the lap times and how he was closing down on how Max was closing down on everybody, I thought, no, Lewis doesn't have a chance. I thought it would go further in before Max passed him, like maybe lap 52, 53, somewhere in there. But man, he was charging and he got him on lap 50.
we'll move over to the next segment, talking about F1. I think it was Friday, maybe, that Tops put out a little tweet that kind of got everybody in a little wet their whistles or whatever, where they get ready for this weekend's U.S. Grand Prix with the Wallpaper Wednesday. I guess it was Wednesday when they put it out. But if you're heading to the race this weekend, don't forget to stop by the Tops booth for the F1 Fan Zone to pick up your free pack. So they had some contests and giving away some. I think it was Chrome stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah,
one
they
of
were
the
giving out Chrome and Sapphire, I think.
Yeah, I think there were some different things there. One of the folks that I was chatting with on Twitter said that early in the weekend it seemed like they were a bit stingy with those giving away those packs. And Saturday that they sat in line for their photo booth and the person came by and handed us packs like 3 or 4 times. So he got said about 6 packs on Saturday, Sunday. On the way out, they noticed that they had handfuls, Tops did, of the cards, and he got like 15 packs. So they said they did sapphire packs and stuff super limited in the super early mornings both days. But he didn't mess with any of that, and so those packs that they were giving away had 5 cards, a pack with a cover card.
I don't
So
understand why they were 2020s though.
no, so they were giving away free packs, not so they weren't giving. I guess I should have put this slide up. They were giving out packs of new cards something like this, but they were doing other stuff for Sapphire and kind of, I think, prizes for doing stuff at the booth. So I
That's a
probably,
okay. So because I hadn't seen what they were, and I knew previously was it Miami where they had given packs
yes,
away. Okay, and
yes, yeah, yeah,
those had the new design, and I hadn't seen what had come out from this weekend yet. Okay, that
yeah,
makes sense. That tweet's
yeah.
kind of
So it was,
confusing.
yeah, it was, and that was part of it. It was like, all right, well, come by for a pack, and they had the images of the other packs.
Right.
But then once the photos started getting out saying no, and to your point, Jason, the Miami Grand Prix were very similar to this, but it was just the car. I really like these because it actually shows the driver. And so there are 20 cards in the set. This is
You
what,
got all the drivers.
yep, everybody from the starting grid. You can see Lewis Hamilton there in the green, and right below Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez next to him. So they look awesome. The back is kind of generic, so they're not numbered or anything like that. But one of the really cool little tidbits when I was looking through Twitter and the feeds was this one here. And this is from the Formula One trading card collector chat buy and sell on Facebook. But there's a picture of the case, and here's a picture of it blown up. It's box 17 of 17 with with 600 packs in it. So there's 2,550 of each driver. So I don't know how limited that is, but because when you look at some of the Topps F1 print runs, they're higher than that.
Yeah, that's kind of like 1990s limited. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say if it was 60,000 of each, then yeah. But to your point, but I thought they were pretty cool. I don't know you guys your thoughts on them. Oh, I did have oh, I think I had closed it. I was looking on some of the eBay prices. Max Verstappen's going for like in the close to 100. Some of the other ones are going for about $20 a piece, 15,
Yeah, I
depending
looked
on the
up
driver.
and he's like 30, $35.
Who's that?
Sebastian Vettel,
Okay.
he's like 30, $35.
So it's really cool that Topps did this, and I just wish Panini would do something, anything like this.
Yeah,
This like Phoenix would be a great one, right? End of the season and having cards for the top 40 or whatever.
I like
yeah,
this. I wish anytime there's a promo at an event or like with a food product, I'm in. I wish they were numbered, but obviously there's probably more money. But then I also consider if there's say 25 card, how many people were at the race that aren't card collectors that opened them, looked at them, left them on the seat,
oh
didn't
yeah,
take them home. So how many of these were thrown away? So I always consider that stuff, and I know a lot of people don't, but
Well, no, right? So, and Logan, we've talked about this before. So when you get something for free, right? They're not thinking it maybe has any value or not. So because
right.
they didn't pay anything for them, to your point. And if somebody came around and they were getting them Sunday late, and somebody handed them 10 packs, well, they don't know that. Well, they were super stingy earlier in the week or Saturday, and then Sunday they were just giving them out. So some people were are collectors and were trying to get multiple packs, and so, but you have those that were kind of clueless, and to your point, get thrown into a drawer or look at them for a while and then just throw them in the trash. Because so we'll see, but I like them. I like them a lot better than the Miami with just the cars.
yeah. This is kind of like shades of 1972 STP. When you think about it, you get them given to you. You're like, what is this crap? And they just pitch them like you say. So I think, even though there was 20, 25, 50 of each one produced, though, there's going to be a lot that never hit the market, or, also some kids got him. And of course, they're going to play with them instead of try to
Right.
put, in good shape. So you're going to have a lot of cards that are not going to be in good shape. So I think long term these will probably be really good collectibles, but right now I'm going to wait as far as me buying them. I think prices will probably come back down after the excitement wears off, and I will try to pick mine up a little bit cheaper than what they're going for now.
So before we go into the next segment, I want to ask, and I've been meaning to ask this, and it's never really come up, but the opportunity kind of came up a few minutes ago. You guys watch, and especially Logan, you guys watch these races way more than I do. And even when I'm watching, I'm doing other stuff, I'm half paying attention. Have you guys seen any commercials for Panini racing cards during a NASCAR race? A NASCAR race.
No.
No, never.
Okay. Do you think wrestling falls above or below racing cards on the totem pole?
Above.
To validate your point, during various wrestling shows, Panini has aired card commercials for trading cards. And when we talk about sports and collectibles, and wrestling is totally scripted, and everybody knows that. And it's like, why are they putting so much money into commercials for a license that we already know they're losing in a couple years because they got it, but then Topps already signed back with WWE for whenever Panini's contract is done? Why are they not putting this money into NASCAR? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I know we talk about this all the time, but it's not like I saw a commercial during wrestling once. I see it every week.
Mm.
Well, I know that they, I guess, had taken their advertising budget and put it into Greg Galding when they had that for, I guess, it was a year or two. But to your point, I haven't seen any commercials, and they're not sponsoring any cars. So I don't know if they're just very content with the NASCAR market the way it is. They don't want to grow it. It takes extra work or a risk of spending that money. And it's disheartening that that they don't try harder than us.
Well, and it's especially upsetting because the product that I keep seeing is the NXT cards. And as far as wrestling goes, NXT is like middle of the road, but those hobby boxes are down to like $50-$55. Why are we not putting the money towards Prism Racing or National Treasures Racing or even Don Russ, where those are $7,500 or more dollar boxes?
I wish I knew, because
Yeah, the ROI doesn't make sense.
we've mentioned it to them before, but we what we'd like to see, like maybe at the beginning of the year, do Daytona 500, or like what Val said, do it at Homestead. Maybe have all the top 16 drivers or whatever in a set, and then have a redemption maybe for the champion, and have a special card for that. I mean, there's a lot you can do, and I don't know why
Right.
they're not doing that. I think that would be just incredibly cool for them to do something like that.
Well, I think with NASCAR the way it is and their licensing, they probably have to go above and beyond. And if they're going to do something on the track, work with the track. But if it was a cost thing, I thought if they went the sticker route, it would be cheaper to do stickers and do sticker books and whatever else, or try to go after the
Yeah.
kids. But I don't know. There's got to be some reason, but it just seems like that uh, NASCAR is an afterthought. There's that group of diehard, and they can count on them. They're not trying to grow it. I was hoping through at least pandemic that we would get some advertising or whatever, because I've done it before, and I don't know if it's maybe NBC on the NASCAR and NBC or the Fox, where I'd seen during spring training or whatever tops commercials with either mock-up cards of the players and stuff like that. And it's like, well, how come we can't get an ad like that with some cards or Dunruss or whatever it is, and it it just is we never get it. So
Yeah. Hey, not to change the subject completely, but can I put that? I'm going to put that picture back up of all the F1 cards from the U.S. Grand Prix. I'm going
yeah,
to show you something real quick I saw. Uh, yeah, there we go. Notice that the Lewis Hamilton and George Russell names are in black, where the rest of them are in blue.
interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was strange that those two were in black,
Right.
where the rest of them were in blue. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out.
Good eye. All right, let's move over to our next segment. Kenner starting lineups. There was a time during the late '90s where Kenner starting lineups were being made, and they were making them for all the different sports. So
Oh, and they were so hot. That was during a time where I was getting up at 2, 3 in the morning and going to every Walmart I could to try to find Hot Wheels and starting lineups.
So not to, and I'm sure we'll all tell stories, but in conjunction with what we're in our area called Hills, and the local Hills at Fairmont, West Virginia, they used to on the back take a Sharpie and put Hills 21, like 21 was their store number, on the back of the starting lineup boxes. And then another store would take a hole punch and punch a hole in it because they knew damaged boxes, people don't want them as much. That's how crazy it was. It's kind of
Wow.
like today where they have limits on the cards. Like these things were super hot. And I know we're jumping the gun, but
That's terrible. I can't believe somebody would do that.
what were they?
I,
Hole punch the
so they would
backer.
just take like the carding. They
Okay,
would just like take a single hole punch and do the top corner, and then people obviously aren't as interested because if they keep it in a package and the package is damaged, then lower value.
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. So here, the first year was 1997, and this is from. Let's see. Why can't I see the? I put the verbiage on it. So it was 1997. The starting lineup had a newsletter. Like during that time, everybody had a club, and starting lineup had a club. And so this was from volume 4, number 4 of the article in there. And it says, if you can't read it, so auto racing's finest driver speed onto the scene in a frantic drive to bring you the best in sports. The starting lineup team has as long last, delivered the much anticipated starting lineup winner circle collection. At some points, we wondered if we were ever going to get out of the pits. The licensing discussions and design elements for the driving suits presented much more challenges than the turns at Pocono Raceway. After consulting with some in house racing aficionados, we developed a list of must do drivers. As work started, we found some problems in our selections and in executing the current artwork for the drivers' suits. Our manufacturing locations worked overtime to perfect the latest designs, and product is due to hit store shelves in mid September. And so that's Jeff Gordon, Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Bobby Labonte, Dale Jarrett, Dale Waltrip, it's supposed to be Darrell Waltrip, John
Yeah,
Force, and Mike Skinner.
So
yep,
okay, so we have two typos for Pocono Raceway and Waltrip,
Uh-huh.
and eight. So this is 97.
7.
yep,
Started in 1988. So it took
Yep.
almost 10 years for this to happen, and this is 25 years ago. And even at that point, they are expressing their issues with licensing with NASCAR and the sponsors. So it's like the same problems forever.
yep,
Welcome to NASCAR.
yeah. And I don't think they made the Mike Skinner, did they? I don't think.
I don't know. We'll take a note. I have the checklist from, I think it was one of the from Tough Stuff, whatever. So when we get to that point, I do have a page. So well, part of it is where I was going with this. So NASCAR was getting really hot in the mid '90s, and so that might have helped bring it finally to fruition. So, but in '97, I believe they Tough Stuff produced a softbound book. That's really an excellent source of information and checklists. And so, what that article says, this is from the book, that their complete set is 10. There's also 6 Canadian cards, which I wasn't sure about. And then in the article here, or the verbiage is Canada's Winter Circle series introduces many starting lineup collectors to the world of oval raceways and the NASCAR drivers that race on them. In 1997, there's an American and also a Canadian set release. This version does not include the John Force, the only driver that doesn't race NASCAR. He's NHRA. Drivers include Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, John Force, Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, and Darrell Waltrip. So yeah, the Mike Skinner is not on this list. Earnhardt and Gordon appear with and without sponsor logos. Labonte can be found with either blonde or black hair, and a package variant of Labonte exists. Although the tentative list of drivers include Mike Skinner and Jeremy Mayfield, they were never produced. And so, what I really love about these Tough Stuff softbound book is the case assortments. So if you're not familiar with Kenner starting lineups, they were packaged certain ways in certain cases, and if you look on the outside, it gives you a number. So you have a point oh 0.08, point oh 0.09, and point 0.10. And so you could see if you had a point oh 0.08 case that you would have 6 Dale Earnhardts, 5 Jeff Gordons, 3 Dale Jarrett's, and 2 Darrell Waltrips. And then you can see for the 9. So the 10 case was cut from the set. Case 10 assortments may vary. So that's where the Mike Skinner was in Jeremy Mayfield. So you can see, like, some cases you have to, um, they exist in different variations. So the John Force, they said existed, right? So there's 5 in that 10 case. So the 10 case was then changed, a different assortment. But anyway, um, you can see at the bottom the Dale Earnhardt with the Burger King logo and without the Burger King logo. And then Jeff Gordon with the Pepsi logo and without the Pepsi logo.
Does it ever say, or do either of you know why there's a with and without on some of these logos?
I think it had something to do with all the sponsorship issues that they, or the sponsor issues that they had. You know, just making sure, hey, you know, if we're gonna put the Burger King logo on there, we got to get their approval, or maybe they put it on and they did get it approved. I don't know. It could be something like that.
Right.
So there's a few different variations to collect. So that's pretty cool. And then with the Bobby Labonte with the blonde or the black hair. And then
Yeah,
on that image on the right hand side, like that Ward Burton on the bottom, underneath the Ward Burton and Dale Earnhardt, they say Canadian. So you can see the different packaging where the Winter Circle logo is different.
I wonder if the
So
cards are
No,
different
no, I'm
too.
jumping ahead. Say that again.
So I wonder if the cards are different. I wonder on the back if they have, you know,
French.
French on the back.
ooh, that's good.
See, and half the people would never know because they didn't open this stuff.
Exactly.
Um, I was looking for the Mike Skinner before we realized that he wasn't made in '97, but he was made in. I'm wondering if they just took, wondering if they actually made it and then held it, or if they just never made it until the following year.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'm kind of wondering who they asked who the good driver should be, because there's some of these drivers. Nothing against some of these guys, but like Kenny Wallace and Mike Skinner and those guys that appear later. They certainly weren't as popular as some of the other guys, and there were more popular drivers than them. Yeah, I guess a lot of it had to do with all the sponsorship thing again. Who could we get approved to put this product
Right.
out? So that's
I
probably
was
what it was.
I was actually wondering because I don't, especially way back when, I don't know what teams these guys were on. Maybe they were on the same team as somebody else, and they said, "Well, you can get both of them."
Yeah, maybe, because Mike Skinner was, I think at the time he was running the Lowe's car, which was with Childress, so he would be with Earnhardt. So that could be.
Yeah, it could have been a package deal. If you want Dale, you got to take Mike.
Yeah, could be.
So I have the 1998 Volume 5, Number 3 article, and you can see there that was 1998. So there's a lot of verbiage there. So it says starting lineup is pleased to offer the biggest names in motorsports in this 1998 assortment. The big news is in the little details which set starting lineup apart in the world of sports collectibles. The racing helmets now more closely resemble the actual helmets. By applying a special lacquer to the helmets, we've been able to give them a highly glossy finish that race fans have come to recognize. In addition, we've added more uniform detail, including the addition of the red stripe trim to Dale Earnhardt's pant legs and sleeves, and adding Jeff Gordon's website address, which now appears on his uniform. Ooh, the website. That's going to be big.
Yeah, that's going to be big, but that was on the back, so you never did get to see it.
Kenny Wallace, Kenny Wallace and Kenny Irwin are both featured in new uniforms, Square D and Texaco Havoline, respectively. Kenny Irwin's uniform also has a pearl essence look, which provides the uniform with a glossier look. Rusty Wallace appears in his regular uniform in ratio 4 and a new Elvis uniform in ratios 2 and 3. Wallace wore this uniform in the Las Vegas 400 in March. John Force, 7-time NHRA Winston champion and the fastest man in NHRA history, Howe's 323.89 miles an hour, grab you, is depicted in the Elvis uniform he wore at the 29th annual Gator National in Gainesville, Florida, and the 11th annual Pennzoil Nationals in Memphis.
Hmm.
In Ratio 1, Jeff Gordon appears in a new movie uniform based upon the movie Jurassic Park. Ooh,
Gymnastics.
that's a good one. They might spawn off sequels. Gordon, who has won 10 Winston Cup Series races this year, as we went to press, continues as one of the great drivers in NASCAR. Jeff's pose in this new uniform is an existing pose. Later in the year, the ratio 2 and 4, Gordon appears in his 1998 uniform in a new victory pose. Here, Gordon has his hands extended over his head in a victory celebration. In ratio 3, Gordon also gets a new held sculpt. Dale Earnhardt, the reigning Daytona 500 champ, is depicted in a new uniform for 1998. In addition, later in the year, in ratio 3, Earnhardt is depicted in a new pose where he is sitting on the the pit wall, the wall of pit row, with his arms crossed over his body. This ratio will also debut with a new sculpt without his sunglasses. Two-time winner to date on the Winston Cup Series in 1998, Bobby Labonte appears in both his 1997 uniform in the first ratio and in a new pose, the uniform in ratio 4, where he's wearing his small soldiers movie uniform and sitting on the pit wall waving. This year's starting lineup winner circle set offers a wider variety of the most popular drivers. Dale Jarrett, winner of the 1998 MBNA Platinum 400, appears in his 1997 uniform along with his 1997 Rookie of the Year Mike Skinner. Warburton appears in his 1998 green and MNBA uniform. So that's the verbiage on that.
Yeah, and I think they had a typo in that too because they said Jeff Gordon had a new held sculpt. It should be head sculpt.
Yeah. And then the other article, I couldn't find anything for 1999, but the purple area on the right is new for race fans. And the NASCAR is the number one spectator sport in America. There's nothing like it anywhere for the combination of thrilling, high speed action and great racing personalities. Starting lineup and winner circle will make 4 new limited edition figures in 2000 for collectors who enjoy the exciting sport. They will be posed in the rooftop celebration and quotes series, arms up, celebrating victory just out of the driver's seat. These figures feature new detailed sculptings and are the best motorsports likeness we have ever done. The series is an exclusive for Walmart and will be available in stores in October for a limited time. So, who will we see in the set? Very popular Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, and Tony Stewart. Each will come with a figure and a replica of the roof of the winning car. So that's all I have for 98 and 2000.
Yeah, it's funny because they had one, two, three. Looks like I think 7 in 1997,
Mm-hmm.
and then in '98 they had I think 11 or so, and then '99 it went back down to 5, and in 2000 it went to 4. So you could see it ramped up and then it kind of declined, and
I
then of
wouldn't
course
put all that on NASCAR though,
no,
because starting lineups started to decline, and then they kind of
Was it peak
reworked.
was like 98, 99? Was their peak, I
They're
guess?
I personally I think the peak for them was like 94, 95 ish, but then they started to decline, and then they reworked their design for their sports figures to where they were more lifelike because of McFarlane. Um, but yeah, I don't know that the decline in the numbers for NASCAR is NASCAR's fault. I guess maybe for once, but
So here the checklist that I found from like the tough stuff where they had listed them, but you can see
no.
like the different with Dale Earnhardt with the Burger King logo without everything is basically the same price. It didn't look like there was um, a
Change.
premium for one or
Yeah.
the other. So, and again, this is an old price guide when tough stuff kind of went out. They left their price guides and stuff up. So, but I was really using it or showing it to give you an idea of more as a checklist of the different versions and what was available. So, but one thing I did learn, I guess, with the 2000 Racing Winner Circle, they were all Walmart exclusives.
yeah, that's why I was out chasing those things at 2 and 3 in the morning.
So, and then I think I have one more slide, and that'll give you the 1998 case assortments there, the 4, 8, 10, and 11. And then you can see like the dates that they shipped. Those that came from um, the starting lineup newsletter, and then you see in the '98 they made these Winter Circle Champ Legacies. So again, in '98 they started. I think Jump the Shark. They produced a lot of different stuff.
Do you have pictures of the legacy ones?
What do you mean Legacy?
Those box sets?
Oh,
That
I
checklist right there. Do you have
yeah,
any
yeah.
pictures of
I
those?
do. I don't.
Okay, hold
But
on.
I there is in 1999 they did do 12-inch figures with the Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, and Rusty Wallace. I think we have one of those. Logan, you wanna?
Yeah, I've got one with me right here. It's the Dale Earnhardt from the 12-inch.
Those aren't bad. Some of the baseball ones were pretty poor, in my opinion. Those actually don't look bad.
Yeah, I
Well, I was
mean,
just thinking they had the hockey too, right? They had the
Yeah, they
like
had
Bobby Orr,
basketball, football. Yeah,
um, and then baseball. They had some exclusive like Mickey Mantle,
Logan, that
and
looks
then
case fresh.
probably is.
it pretty much is because it's been sitting on a shelf. This is probably the first time I've held this thing, probably since it was new.
Hmm.
I went and got it a while ago.
For all the viewers and listeners. So,
Well, let me share this thing, the
you know,
other one
where
that I
else
was
in the internet or the world are you going to get this kind of content and
right.
information on
Exactly.
starting lineups for NASCAR?
And I've also got one of the rooftop celebration ones with Tony Stewart.
So those I think are kind of rare because you don't see them too much. And so they ditched the card and put the rooftop, and that was one of the things I was going to ask you guys. So is there an opportunity to like get 97 cards and get those graded, right? And build a starting lineup set of cards. I see people do that, like the Gordons here, right? The Michael Jordan cards and stuff
Right.
like that, and get those encapsulated and stuff. So especially for Earnhardt, who has a massive following, or Jeff Gordon, at least those guys. So I might
Hmm.
have to look into some of that.
Yeah, and here's one of the first year ones right here, the Bobby Labonte with the blonde hair.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that's the blonde then.
That's the blonde hair. And of course you see it's got the trading card,
Mm-hmm.
which for me this was a double collectible back then because of the card and the figure. I collected it because of both of them. And on the
I'm the
back,
same way.
check out the back. It does have the checklist, and it shows Jeremy Mayfield, which was never produced that year, or Mike Skinner.
Right. Yeah, it was
I
supposed to be
love
in
that
that
stuff.
last assortment, and then they kind of bailed out of that assortment and never made it. So, but the
Yeah.
packaging was all produced.
And of course, you could join the collector club back then.
Right, and that's what I did, and that's where some of those articles had come from.
So yeah, these are,
Jason,
these are pretty cool. I mean, as you can see, mine just kind of sit. They don't get fondled a lot. They're in really good shape. But that's the Bobby Labonte from the very first year. Thought that was pretty cool.
did you find it, Jason?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So these are the ones. Can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now I remember those. Yes.
I thought these were the best because they didn't do this for the other sports. They did like some award winners and some team sets for the sports, but they didn't do the single with like an extra thing for a few years. They did it in the early 90s, but not in the later 90s. So I always thought these were pretty cool.
And what is that going for? Was that an eBay auction? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because some are free shipping and some aren't, and it's a bigger item. It's not like a trading card. So
Right.
$10, $10 or $12, something like that. But there's it's Gordon, of course, Dale. I think Tony Stewart had one. I forget who else. You had the checklist up there, but
Yeah,
there's a
there were,
few.
I think there were 5 different Earnhardts, 2 Gordons, and a Rusty Wallace. I think.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot of Earnhardts.
I thought Tony had one.
And it could be that I think this was probably, well, I don't know. I was gonna say
He
when
hadn't
this
won a
was made.
championship by that time yet.
But you can get, what was it, 5 of the Earnhardt's their championships, or the Daytona, I guess the 80, 86, 93, 94 champ, and the 98 Daytona. So, but they won't break the bank. And if you're looking for alternatives, try to rekindle or give some of that information out so people can make, decisions and learn about some of the stuff that, because I can't believe how long it's been since that stuff's been out. Wow. I feel
Yeah,
old.
and
Yeah,
honestly, if you're a card collector, you can find a lot of these really cheap because the boxes are dirty and mangled. But once you take the figure and the card out, they're still clean, they're still new. I mean, so you can get that stuff fairly cheap. And we talk about all the time NASCAR stuff, people usually are trying to close to give away. So,
Yeah, nobody wants NASCAR stuff except for NASCAR collectors, which is good. So
yeah, I would. I might think about trying to get a few cards and send them into PSA. See how they do.
I was thinking the
that's
same
funny.
thing.
I was wondering how long it was going to take him to say it.
Well, I said it and he didn't bite it, but now I think it's
Yep.
sucking in. So anyway, and
Now, are there any rookie cards? There only would have been had Mike Skinner been produced, correct?
yeah, I don't think any of them would have been their first card because like John
No,
Force and those guys were earlier.
Okay.
Kenny Irwin would have been maybe a rookie at that point because I think his cards were around that time.
yeah, I think
But
yeah he could. Yes,
but unfortunately, he passed away in 2000. But well, that's all I
There's-
have for the starting
hmm,
lineup stuff. Unless there's anything else we want to tag on to that.
no, it's.
no,
I just want to say it's a cheap, fun collectible. Um, you really can't beat it for the price.
right. Yeah, Kenny Irwin, that would have been a rookie card.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bella sleeping.
That's my. If you hear snoring, that is my puppy girl snoring right now. She is laying like right down here.
So if there's nothing else, I guess cue the music.
Yeah, I say cue the music. All right, welcome to this week's King's Court. And guess what we're going to start out with? We're going to start out with our Joker of the week, which is an odd card. It's the actually this was on the 26th. This is the Max Verstappen F1 US Grand Prix Tops promo card that they gave out. It had a buy it now price of $115, and somebody went, click, I want it now. So they bought it.
Yeah, so that gives us a photo of the back.
Yeah, it's pretty generic. It really doesn't say anything about the drivers per se. It just
Yeah,
says,
nothing, not
hey,
numbered or
check
nothing.
out our cards.
I do like that picture though, and I do like, we got that Formula One United States Grand Prix up there, 2022.
Yeah,
Definitely like that better than the cars.
now is that black printing or is that embossed? Do we know on the logo up there? It looks like
I
it's just black printing.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I've got a set coming, so
Look at you, already bought a set.
I like them. I thought the cars. I didn't wasn't a big fan of just the cars, but show me a driver. That's a different story. So they
Yep,
just, I think it's got a little more character.
yep. So yeah, I really like that card. I just like the simplicity of the card. Not only that, it's on it's not on high gloss card stock. So to me, it's more old school, which is what I like. And I just think it's a cool card.
Yeah, it
So
kind of looks retro, right?
it does kind of look retro. So I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is our Jack of the Week. This was on the 22nd. It's a 2020 Yuki Tsunoda. It's a red refractor, super short print out of 5. and it's a Pop One, I guess, in PSA. And this sold out of, and this is, I've had a lot of cards this week from different countries. This is one of them. This was sold out of Australia for 7,000 Australia. Well, they were, uh,
Yeah, 10,000 Australian, but
yeah, they were, yeah, 10,000 Australian dollars, which equates to $6,397.50 in US, and it sold for best offer of 7,000 Australian, which in US equates to $4,555.95.
wow.
I don't
For
think
that
we've
card.
had a card of him on here before.
I don't know. I can't remember one. We may have had one, but yeah.
It might have
Uh,
been an autograph, I think, but numbered out of 5 for about 5 grand. Phew.
yeah, and he's a puppy. I think he's like 22 years old, something like that. I think he was born like in 2000 or something. It's hard to believe. I remember 2000. I was sick as a dog sitting on my couch watching the rockin' New Year's Eve thing.
Well, you're just holding up the 2000 Tony Stewart roof celebration starter lineup.
Yeah, that I bought then too. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how all this stuff works out.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's a pretty cool card. I like the way it looks. It's a nice looking card. It's a PSA 10. Um, so
Working on that PSA registry set.
yeah, not me.
Me either.
All right. So next up is going to be our Queen of the Week. This was also on the 22nd of October. It's a 2018 Panini Certified Danica Patrick, one of one.
Wow.
Certified materials. And here's another one that was a buy it now. Somebody went, click, I'm buying Danica for $1,200.
101.
Yeah, it's a patch auto.
2018 certified.
Yeah, there you go.
So what
So
is that? Is that, I guess that's tire?
looks like a tire to me. Looks like part
Part
of
of
the good.
oh, maybe it's part of the Goodyear wing or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's part of the Goodyear logo.
Yep.
All right, next up is our King of the Week. This is on the 24th of October. It's a 2021 Topps Dynasty F1 Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez. So actually, it's really our Kings of the Week. It's a dual patch auto, 4 of 10. It's also a PSA 10. And it actually went out to bidding. It went for $4,101 with 24 bids.
Wow. So compare that to the Yuki Tsunoda we just saw. It was like about a little bit more than this, but
Yep.
just put it into context. So this is a four of 10 PSA 10 dual auto with these guys. Wow.
Yeah, and it's Dynasty, and it's also a Propstein auction as well. So, usually those things seem to go a little higher.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 2021, not 2020. Okay.
That's true. Yeah, it's 2021. It's not the first year, 2020.
But 24 bids, $4,000.
Yeah, and that's a nice looking card. Those patches, I don't know where they came from though.
I'm looking. I can't figure it out. I was looking at Perez's first, but I don't
Yeah,
see.
Perez would probably be a little bit easier to figure out.
That's what I thought, but not working out so far.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, I thought that was a nice card though.
Very nice.
All right, so moving on to our Ace of the Week. This will be a one of one. This was on the 22nd of October. It's another 2021 Topps Dynasty. It's an F1 Fernando Alonso memorabilia, one of one. Check that out. Now, that's pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
And
Is that F1 for Fernando and 101 with their copyright or whatever it is circle there?
yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is. Again, we'll let our resident expert maybe see if he can figure it out.
I did
But,
just find Sergio's, so I did figure that out. That
but
has to be like F1. Okay, go ahead, talk.
yeah, I was going to say that this card went out to bidding. It went for $6,200 with 39 bids.
Wow.
But it is one of one. But it is ungraded as well.
Well, if it's got the F1 logo in there, that's pretty cool. I don't know about
Yeah,
that uniform, but that's pretty cool.
yeah, that's a pretty cool card. I mean, I think we've had a lot of dynasty cards in here, but I don't know that we've really had a lot of one-of-one dynasty cards. So this may be
Yeah,
the first one. I'd have to go back on my notes and see.
and I
But
don't remember a logo like that either.
no, I don't either. That's kind of generic because it's not that swooped over F1 logo. It just says F1 with the registered trademark.
Yeah,
But yep, that's a pretty cool card.
$6,200.
Yep. So rounding out this week with our royal flush, my snoring dog. Uh, this was on the 24th of October, and it's another 2021 Topps Chrome F1 Lewis Hamilton, and it's the rare purple variation, and it's number 6 of 10, and it's in a BGS holder. It's a BGS 9, and it went out for bidding. It went for $7,201 with 44 bids.
Yeah, so that's Sapphire.
Yeah,
2021 Chrome Sapphire.
yeah, that's nice, man.
Yeah. That purple on the helmet and then purple in the background with the blue. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that thing pops out.
sure does.
There's another one out there right now for a buy it now price. It's a top. It tops. It's a PSA 9, and they're asking $15,000 for it. I don't know what it'll eventually go for,
Wow.
but it is a PSA 9, and it's also out of 10, just like this one. But that's a really nice card. Like I said, it really pops with that purple, and it's beautiful. And in case nobody noticed, all of our cards this week, with the exception of Danica, were all F1. There were no NASCAR drivers on here, like I said, with the exception of Danica. But she was at the Formula One race this weekend. So really, it's pretty much an all F1 King's Court this week.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
So hope you liked it. And there you go.
I got it.
You got
All right.
it?
I got it. Pull up Fernando Alonso. All right, so there's the F1. So I'm thinking, let me get this up here real quick. Let me share the screen. I hate that they changed it to present.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to stop so I can remove mine. There you go.
Okay, so on the back jacket where it says F1 team under the hood, right there.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Okay,
So that's from the back, from the front.
back. And it's from the jacket. I never expected a jacket.
Yeah.
All right, so there's that one. Now pull up Perez and Verstappen.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
So I guess it's cheaper for Topps to cut up a jacket than it is a uniform.
Probably more accessible too.
True.
All right. So can you zoom in on Perez? Okay, so see the red lines and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now let me do right in there.
On the sleeve.
I don't think that's
Is that
even the sleeve.
Yeah.
His rib cage.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it's behind the his arm on the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm impressed.
So,
that's why Jason is vice president of image location.
You know what? If that was a thing, I would sign up for it in a heartbeat.
Patch locating department.
I have a feeling that you did one of those what's difference in this photo and the other ones when you were a kid in the doctor's office.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Actually, I was pretty pumped about. I forgot that I was on camera and I wasn't muted, but I was pretty pumped about Fernando Alonso because I've had a feeling with it being the F1 logo that it was going to be in like a weird spot.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
anyways,
I think that's all we got today. And hold on, I want to give a shout out to Skid Marks. And I didn't buy these for the YouTube comments. And our new subscriber, I guess, is Juki9144. And if you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'll give you a shout out as well. We appreciate everybody um, watching and listening to the show. So, yes, sir, Logan.
Okay, one quick thing. Tickets for the Las Vegas Grand Prix next year have just gone on sale, or they haven't gone on sale. They're going to go on sale November 1st at 10 a.m. They didn't say what, if it was Pacific time, whatever time it was, Eastern time, but it's 10 a.m. sometime on November 1st. And guess what the starting price of the tickets are going to be?
$369.
We'll do prices right. Higher,
$7.95,
Because
lower,
$6.95,
lower.
500.
$5.95,
Ding, 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 500.
The reason I said that because I think
$1.
that was the price for North Wilkesboro at the All Star race was like 369.
Wow.
So what I'm
Still
hearing
less
is
F1. Yes.
I'm hearing that tickets go on sale November 1st. Logan's birthday is November 4th. Just coincidentally, just happens to be close together, is what I'm hearing. Right?
You never know.
When
Maybe,
is the
maybe I could talk my wife into going to
So
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
when is that race?
I don't know that they put the schedule out, have they? I'm
Just-
not sure.
It's sometime in 23.
Just be ready.
Yeah, be ready after spending
Yeah.
$1,000, whatever. I guess we got to go or go to Chicago road race for now NASCAR. So anyway, we digress. But I wanted to make sure we thank our sponsor Panini America, and also um, please uh, if you enjoy the show and get something out of it been informational for you to leave a comment. We read those. We appreciate it. Um, oh, I know I forgot to do one thing. I guess I don't know if I want to hit it real quick or not, but the um, user submitted photos of cards. Um, I know Carl Curtis had this beauty here, this Chase Edwards Silver Prism Auto. Those are
Chase
getting tough to find. Chase Elliott. They're getting tough to find. And then this beautiful Bubba Wallace patch from Stefan out of Boxer Chronicles. So very nice 101.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and then something I picked up this Jimmy Johnson rookie autograph for $34. Uh,
That was a steal, literally.
which surprised me. I put that low bid in and then never paid any more attention to it. And then got a message, "Hey, you need to pay for your auction." I was like, "What?" So anyway, want to show those folks. Yes, sir.
The Las Vegas Grand Prix is November 18th next year. The schedule is out.
All right, and spend a little. That's gonna be end of the season.
Let's see. They go after that. They go to Abu Dhabi, and yeah, that's it. So it could be a championship deciding race as well.
That's where I was going with that. So
Yep. And two more things: Ty freaking Gibbs and hashtag skid marks.
all right. Yeah. So NASCAR season's winding down. F1's winding down. So, but again, thanks for everybody for watching the podcast, listening. We appreciate it very much, and hope you have a great race weekend. And let's see if I can find the outro. And we are out of here eventually. All right, here we go.